From FIFA President Gianni Infantino. What was supposed to be a 45-minute Q&A with the press on the eve of the Men's World Cup turned into a rambling one-hour monologue in which he steadfastly defended Qatar's migrant workers policy, accused the West of moral hypocrisy and declared that the tournament will be the best ever. Infantino also labelled those saying they were paid fake fans in Qatar as racist. The FIFA president began his news conference with an unprompted and extraordinary statement.
I have very strong feelings, I can tell you that. Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker.
The issue around migrant workers dominated Infantino's discussion. Qatar has been criticised by human rights groups because of the number of workers who've died building the infrastructure for the tournament. The president has accused the West of hypocrisy in its reporting and says Europe should be apologising for its own history before making any comments on the Middle East.
I know what it means to be discriminated, to be bullied as a foreigner in a foreign country. As a child at school, I was bullied because I had red hair. It's not easy every day to read all these critics for decisions which have been taken 12 years ago when nobody of us was there. And now everyone knows that we have to make the best out of it, and we have to make the best World Cup ever. And Doha is ready, Qatar is ready. It will be the best World Cup ever, of course. What is sad is that, especially in the last weeks, we have been assisting on, in some places, a real lesson of moral, of double moral. We are told many lessons from some Europeans, from the Western world. I'm European. Actually, I am European. Not just I feel European. I think for what we Europeans have been doing in the last 3,000 years around the world, we should be apologizing for the next 3,000 years before starting to give moral lessons to people. This moral lesson giving, one-sided, it's just hypocrisy.
Well, the monologue didn't end there. Next in his sights was the accusations of supporters being paid not only to travel to the tournament, but also being paid to support certain teams. The FIFA president labelled it as racism.
The world is divided enough. We are organising a World Cup. We're not organising a war. We organize a World Cup where people who have many problems, everyone in his or her life, want to come and enjoy. Look at the city. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's geared up. People are happy to celebrate. They were happy when the teams come. And when the teams come, they go to see the teams. And what do I read? Well, these people, they don't look like English. They shouldn't cheer for English because they look like Indians. I mean, what is that? Can somebody who looks like an Indian not cheer for England or for Spain or for Germany? You know what this is? This is racism. This is pure racism. And we have to stop that. Because everyone in the world has the right to cheer for who he wants.
Well, let's get more on that and speak to our chief reporter, Carve Solokol, who was in the room for that extraordinary press conference. He's live at the main media centre in Doha. Morning to you, Carve. Well, that was quite something, wasn't it? What was your take on it?
Well, it was a very bizarre performance from Gianni Infantino. I think some of the things he was saying were absolutely ridiculous, and at times it seemed like he's almost developed a messiah complex. I think the problem FIFA presidents have is that they fly around the world all the time. They meet a lot of heads of states, and after a while they start to think and act as if they are a head of state as well. And I got the feeling today that he was talking almost like he was sort of Donald Trump. Some of the stuff he was coming out with was dividing and ruling. It almost seemed like he was trying to stoke tensions between Europe and the rest of the world. And I have to say, a lot of the things he was saying were absolutely ridiculous. I think if people in that room, 400 journalists, if we had microphones, we would have interrupted him during the speech to correct some of the mistruths that he was coming up with. I mean, some of the stuff was absolutely ridiculous. I've seen some extraordinary press conferences in my time. That was one of the absolutely most extraordinary ones I've seen.
You spoke there about potentially journalists could have corrected Gianni Infantino for some of the things he was saying. One of his comments was that this World Cup has driven change in Qatar. You would suspect that the families of some of the migrant workers would probably disagree on that.
Look, it was extraordinary. He said, today I feel like a migrant worker. Now, I don't know what his exact salary is, but I'm pretty sure it is well over $1 million. I think it's insulting.